Good morning, on. Good morning, one and all. We are all gathered online here for the national webinar on Own Your Story, How to Kickstart. Good morning, one and all. We are all gathered online here for the national webinar on Own Your Story, How to Kickstart. One and all. We are all gathered online here for the national. Everyone, please mute your mics. Okay. Everyone, please mute your mics. Okay. Okay, we are here for the national webinar on Own Your Story, How to Kickstart Your Journey as a Successful Womanpreneur, organized by the institution's Innovation Council, Little Flower College, Guruvayoor. Let us start the session with a silent prayer. Thank you. Let's begin our program by cordially welcoming all. I invite Dr. Sitara K. Urumbil, IAC Convener and Assistant Professor of Department of Botany for the welcome speech.
Sitara, please on your mic.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Good morning. Have a nice day. Strive continuously for a wise, humane, and righteous, perfect world of empowered women with little flower values. Yes, this is a familiar sentence for every little flowers in our garden because this is the mission of our college. This college has been molding great personalities in the past 7 decades. A leader with collaborative and supportive spirit is always a positive element. Our principal, Dr. Sister Valsa MA, is guiding us by focusing on the traditions of the past and ready to face challenges of the future in innovative and exciting ways. With immense pleasure, I welcome you, dear sister, to this webinar. Also, it is a great honor for me to announce that today we are joined by a person who is very apt for interacting with us in a topic related to entrepreneurship. Mr. Vinay Pushpagaran is professional marketing coach, experienced keynote speaker, and short story writer. Mr. Vinay has 17 plus years of experience as a corporate professional and as entrepreneur. He has successfully launched 6 new business, 12 new brands, and 12 new products across 7 countries. He always helps young entrepreneurs overcome their fears and launch their dream business in a suitable and profitable format. On behalf of all wonderful, creative young minds gathered here, I welcome you, sir, Mr. Vinay Pushpagaran, to this Little Flower Creative Forum to give directions for our budding womanpreneurs. Welcome you, sir. I bid a very warm welcome to all my colleagues who took out their valuable time and joined us today to be a part of this workshop. Welcome, dear friends. I'm so proud to welcome my dear students, the enthusiastic participants. There is no winner or loser. Grab available opportunities and flourish. This workshop will be your first step towards success. I welcome you, dear students, to this webinar. Once again, I welcome all of you to this wonderful webinar. Thank you.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, Vinay, yes.
sure. Can we start the session? Can't hear you, sorry.
1 second, Alfim is left. I think Alfim is left. Now let me invite our dear principal for the inaugural address.
Okay.
Sister, please.
A pleasant good morning to one and all. Joyful greetings to all the participants of the webinar. COVID-19 created a pandemic situation in global level, especially in the financial sector. It is relevant to think loudly about the women entrepreneurship and how we can handle the situation in the present scenario with financial security. Women entrepreneurship is developing today, and we should take all the preparations and jump into it without hesitation. Women entrepreneurs can change the financial security of their society, district, state, and nation with their tireless efforts. According to Howitt, there are plenty of benefits associated with establishing your own venture. There is also the flexibility of pursuing your dreams at a pace you can keep with. The only mistake that can do with starting a business is failing to start. The rest can be scalable and fixable. First of all, I took this opportunity to congratulate the convener, coordinator, and all the members of IIC of Little Flower College, Guruvayoor, for their initiative to conduct this national webinar. Today's chief guest, Mr. Vinoy Pushkaran, is the right person to enlighten our students to become successful women entrepreneurs. I wish a grand success to this webinar and wish all of you to own your own successful story. I am extremely happy to inaugurate this webinar. I declare the webinar is inaugurated. Thank you. A wonderful session to all of you. Sitara, on your mic.
I'm unmuted it. What happened? I don't know. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sister. Now, Mr. Vinay, the workshop is open for you and you can interact with our girls and you can share your ideas. You are welcome.
Thank you very much, Sitara, for this amazing opportunity to be here, talk to all these young people who are going to start their professional journeys, their careers in a matter of few months, a few years. So it's an amazing opportunity today. But before we start that, I wanted to share something that, in fact, I want to share this to the audience here. When Sitara discussed this event with me, this webinar with me, I said, before I do a webinar, I always I always share a small form so that I can understand the thought process or the way students think on that topic, just to get an idea. And I told her, can you get me about, would about 10 to 15 students share their thoughts on it? 10 to 15, I'll just go through that. That will give me an idea. And even if 10 students fill up the form, that's absolutely fine, because it's about 6 to 7 questions in that. Must be, maybe too many students will not fill up the form. Yesterday evening, when I checked the responses, 288 responses. I spent close to 2 hours going through them. 288 responses, which is an absolute record for me. This is brilliant, and that tells me the kind of initiative and the kind of enterprise that all of you have shown to be part of this event, be part of this webinar, and to understand what entrepreneurship is all about. And I will do my best in the next 50 to 55 minutes that we have to make sure that all of you walk back today with one spark that, okay, why don't I just pursue this particular dream that I could have? All right. So today's session, I'll just share a few things. Number one, this is not going to be, I'm not going here to teach you anything. No, I'm not here to teach you anything at all. I like discussions. So I would want a two-way conversation with all of you. So I will ask you lots and lots of questions. So please keep your chat box open and please type in your responses in the chat box. It will be one word, it will be maybe 2 words, one line, questions, everything. And I have some very exciting prizes towards the end for all of you who ask questions, who ask doubts, and I will announce that towards the end of this session. All right. So if you are with me, please put in yes in the chat box so that I know that you've heard me and all of you are with me on that. So please put in a yes in the chat box and I will know that you guys are with me. Feel free to use the chat box because as you know, we are doing virtual session. I would have preferred to come over there and talk to you face to face, but unfortunately the chat box is the only medium of communicating with you. Yes, thank you. I've started getting yeses. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you, Shahana. Thank you, Faiza. Thank you, all of you. Wow, lots and lots. Great. Let's move on. Let's move on and let's start off. I have a small presentation to share. You do not have to take any notes. This presentation has mostly pictures. Enjoy the pictures. I'm going to tell you a few stories and I'm going to introduce you to 2 women, 2 ladies. I will introduce you to them through this session. And with that, let's start off our session. Let me just share my screen. Great. Can you all see my screen? Give me a thumbs up or put in a yes in the chat box and I will know that you can see my screen. Fantastic. Thank you, Gayatri. Thank you. All of you. Oh, great, great, great. So all of you can see my screen. Own your story. We are here today to talk about how to kickstart your journey as a successful womanpreneur. Today, we're going to talk about the first step. Today, we are not going to talk about how to, build and grow and all those things. No, we are talking about one thing. That is the first step. The first step of being a successful womanpreneur. Wonderful. So, now, a lot of you are in your second year. Some of you are in your third year of college. And right now, you're standing on the beach. I'm sure all of you love the beach. I love the beach. You're standing on the beach, the sea right ahead, and it's a long, long, long way in front of you. Now, I'm going to give you a choice here. And after I give you both the choices, I want you to use the chat box and then tell me, I'm going to ask you a question right after this. Now, to cross that sea, you have 2 options. One is a luxury cruise liner that you see on the left side of my screen. Okay. Now, in this luxury cruise liner, your destination is fixed. The cruise liner will start from where you're standing. It will take you to a point, a specific point. You will get fixed rooms there. The menu is set. The route is set. Everything is pre-decided. Once you board this ship, life is chill. You only have to sit on that and the ship will take you wherever it has to take you. Now, on the way, suddenly you'd want to go to another route or you want to try out something else. Nope, not possible. The liner will go in a particular direction. You will have to be part of that. It's comfortable, but you do not have a choice. Now, look at the other part. The other one is a motorboat. Now, this is a small motorboat. You will decide where you have to go in this. You have to set your GPS. You have to find your way. You will hit storms, cyclones, whirlpools, whatever. You might even fall into the water and you might have to climb back, swim back and climb back into the boat. You'll find lots and lots of problems and challenges. You have to hunt your own food. You have to find your own food, cook your own food and have it. Nobody will lay out a menu for you. You have to do that. But this boat will go where you want it to go. Now, most important question here. Which one would you want to board? Do you want to board the cruise liner or do you want to board the motorboat? Hey, I see a lot of motorboats. Nothing wrong with the cruise liner also, by the way. Okay, I'm not here to say bad things about the cruise liner, but the difference is when you go buy that motorboat, you also transform yourself. Okay, somebody said cruise liner. Wonderful. I like your honesty there. Good. Wonderful. Okay. At this point of time, motorboat, lots and lots of motorboats. Yes, wonderful. The motorboat here is an expression of your choice. You decide where you want to go. You decide what you want to do. Yes, there will be difficulties, there will be problems, but when you face those problems successfully, when you face those challenges successfully, you also get transformed. You change as a person. That doesn't happen in the cruise liner. When you change as a person in a motor, you become stronger, you evolve, you grow as a professional, as a human being, as a person. And most importantly, you script your own story. You are not playing a role in a script written by somebody else. You are writing your own script. Whether that script is to, take up a job, whether that script is to go for higher studies or to join a business, start your own business, not do anything at all, any of those things. The script is written by you. Nobody else. Only you write that script. That's the reason why, that's how the motorboat is different from the cruise liner here. Are you all with me on this? Now, I am going to ask you to do a very small exercise. I'm sure some of you have logged in from a laptop. Some of you have logged in maybe from a phone. I want you to answer one question, but do not answer that in the chat box. I want you to open the browser in your laptop or your mobile. Go to menti.com, menti.com. When you go to menti.com, it will ask you for a code. I have put that code up on the screen. Take this code 53899863. Put this code in that, and you will get to answer one question. If you could pick any one business to start your own entrepreneurial venture, what would it be? If you could pick any one business to start your own venture, to be an entrepreneur, what would it be? Just put in one word, two words, just whatever you want to put in that, please go ahead and do that. If you're not able to access that page or there's any problem, please put it in the chat box and I will explain. Open the browser, Chrome or an Explorer, go to www.menti.com, menti.com, and use this code 53899863. I hope all of you are doing this, and let me share the screen so that we can see what words are coming. You don't have to put your name, you don't have to put anything, just those words. That's it, nothing else. Nice. Okay. I'm just sharing my screen so that we can see what. Yes. Costume designing, software developer, fashion, data science, quality art supplies, henna products. Okay, henna artist. Okay, henna is quite popular. Okay, own brand dress. Wonderful. Style, an art page. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, we have a lot of creative people here. I'm fond of motor parts. Okay, business of motor parts. Wonderful. Quality art supplies. Great. A new app. Nice. Interiors, craft business. Macrame works. Okay, I do not know what that is. So I will have to ask you what that is. Snacks, tuition classes. Beautiful. Craft business, cake business. Nice. I like that. I like cake. Okay, good, good, good. Software. I see software once more. I see own cake bakery. Wonderful. Dance institute. Nice. Okay, so we have a very creative bunch of people out here in this session. Awesome. Okay. Administration. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. We will now go back to the main page, and because I will now refer this for a lot of activities that we are going to do ahead. Let's get back to the presentation. Okay, so yeah. First of all, before we go ahead, let's bust a few myths that we have in our mind through people telling us, society telling us, and so many other things that, okay, that this is the mindset on running your own business that is prevalent across, not just in one city, across cities. I've spoken to students, thousands of students over the last few years, and everywhere I see some of these myths come up in sessions. And today I want to bust some of them. I need a big idea to start a business. This is one of the mindsets or beliefs that I see a lot of students have, a lot of startup entrepreneurs have, that I need a big idea, a huge idea, a totally world-changing idea, blockbuster idea. No, 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 absolutely not. You can even start your own business with a very small, tiny idea. And I'm gonna share some very beautiful business ventures that have been started on a very tiny, small little idea. As we move ahead, you do not need a big idea to start a business. All you need is a small idea that solves a problem for somebody. A small idea that solves a problem for somebody. That's all you need. You do not need a big idea. Are you with me on that? Please type yes if you're with me on that. Wonderful. Thank you, Samisha, Dia, Kartika. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Let's move to the next one. I don't come from a business family. I don't know how to do business. This is a huge mindset that I've seen among a lot of young people, that to start a business I need to have a big family that that is into business, and who will handhold me, who will teach me how to do business, and then I will start my venture. If I don't have somebody in my family who's done their own business, no, I cannot run a business. This is a mindset that I've seen a lot. Let me bust that right away. You do not need to be from a business family to start your own venture. You do not need to have, a lot of people around you who can handhold you, who can guide you. No, you do not need that. You Today, we are living in a world where information and the right steps are easily accessible. You just have to be passionate about what the idea. And of course, I will share some more, a very interesting formula with you to start your own business right after this. But you do not need to come from a business family to know how to do business. It's a very simple process. And I am going to share more statistics, more stories, and more interesting things about starting your own business with you. So this is myth number 2 that I'm going to bust. Now I'm going to bust myth number 3. I need a team and a lot of money to start and run a business. I need lots of friends around me and they have to support me, and I need a lot of money to start a business. A lot of us believe that, right? In fact, it starts from everywhere around. Oh, you don't have an investor who will pump in a few lakhs, maybe a crore. Well, then how will you run a business? No. You can't run a business. After all, you have to rent an office. Office will cost, what, 10 lakhs? A deposit? You can't. Where will a student or where will a young person who's just finished college get that kind of resources? Right? Absolutely wrong. You neither need a large set of people, nor do you need a lot of money to start and run a business. How do you do that? That is what today's session is all about. How do you take that first step? The next 45 minutes will tell you that. You do not need a lot of people. Yes, you can form a team. You can start, be a partnership. You can form a team of like-minded people to start, your friends, cousins, whoever it is. You can do that. That's a choice. But starting alone is better than starting with the wrong set of people. So if you want to form a team of people, come together with the right set of people, not just anybody. Not because you need somebody to start a business. No. Start off something with the right set of people. That's the most important part. Okay, so now after we have bust these 3 myths, now what the important question here is, what do you actually need to take that first step? I've told you what you don't need. I've told you what is wrong. Then the question asks, what is right? What is right? What should I do to take that first step? In the responses that a lot of you shared, so a lot of you told me that, we are in college, and some of you, and in fact, I would say 72% of you are looking at doing higher studies and, or looking for a job or doing higher studies and job, both. Wonderful. That's a great, that's great clarity if you have decided to do that. But whatever decision you take, you should take a decision after knowing everything. Informed decisions are the best decisions. So if you do have a thought in your mind, you should always explore that and then decide what you want to do with that. And today's world is all about multiple income streams. Running your own business that you're passionate about makes you independent for life, makes you confident for life, and transforms you into an individual who's proud of her own decisions. That's what successful womanpreneurship is all about, right? It's not about the product or the service. It's about the power of decision making. It's about the power of taking that first step because you want to take that first step, not because somebody put a gun on your head or not because you don't have another choice. No. Every single one of you who's listening to me right now can take that first step. And I'm going to share with you a very simple 3-step formula. Some of your science students, I know you're familiar with formulas. I'm going to share you a 3-step formula. And when you look around you, you'll find a lot of things being done differently. But I will tell you, this 3-step formula is for taking that first step. First step. Are you ready for that? If you're ready for that, type in first step in the chat box so that I know that you're ready for that first step. Awesome. Great. Thank you. I can see. Yes. Wonderful. So let's move to the first step. the simplest formula in the world for entrepreneurship: one customer, one problem, one idea. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm getting all your responses here, and the chat box is buzzing. Wonderful. I like that, because that gives me the energy. Because right now I'm only looking at my laptop screen. I'm looking at a lot of boxes here, and it's a very boring thing you do to do that, especially when you have spoken to an audience where people are sitting in front of you. Compared to that, I'm sitting and looking at the laptop. I'm seeing a little bit of my reflection there, and that's very boring. So when you guys put in your responses in the chat box, gives me the energy to go on. Thank you for that. So entrepreneurship or solo entrepreneurship: one customer, one problem, one idea. Now, let me introduce a lady to you. She lives in Chennai, about 37 to 38 years. And her husband used to work in a small factory, and she used to manage the house, not educated, had 2 children. Her only dream in her life was to just make sure that her children got good education, and that was about it. One fine morning, her husband didn't come home. He just disappeared. Nobody knew where he went. He just disappeared. She was left helpless, without an income, without anything, one fine morning. A lot of people, then society friends, everybody came together and said that no, you can't survive here on your own in Chennai, big city. You can't survive on your own. You do one thing, pack up everything, go to your village, and and their family and everybody will take care of you. She sat and thought for 3 days, finally decided, no, I'm going to stay here in Chennai. I'm going to take care of my children, and I'm going to make sure that they get a good life. I don't know how, but I will do it. Then she started thinking, what do I do? What do I have? She only had a few jewelry that she has. That's it. And she's not educated, and maybe just gone to a few years in school. That's it. And but there was one thing that everybody told her very often: you make nice murukku. Her husband used to come home from work every day in the evening and tell her that, oh, your murukku is great. Her neighbors, friends, anybody who came there used to say that the murukku that she prepared was amazing. She thought, why don't I make murukku and sell to people? And then the idea came, okay, let me just make some murukku and see if anybody wants it. So next day, what she did, she went and pawned her jewelry, bought raw material, bought a big basket, a stand, and made murukku, made a full basket, went to the main road, closest main road, and sat there from morning till night. From morning till night, she just made 100 rupees. 100 rupees is what she earned that day, entire day, slogging from the morning till evening. And that went on for a few days, and she was frustrated. Earning 100 rupees a day will not be sufficient to provide for her children, pay the school fees, pay the rent, stay in Chennai. Definitely not. What do I do? Nobody was buying. She thought maybe people are not liking it. Then one day, when she was standing there, a couple of young people came there, youngsters in their maybe late 20s who were working in an office nearby, and they bought and they said, oh, wow, nice. Wow, this is perfect for an evening snack after office. Man, we don't have good evening snacks in the canteen. We go out and eat that old samosa that is available outside. No, it doesn't. We don't like, this is amazing. I will pack some and take it. That day she thought, why am I trying to sell to everybody? These people, these young people who IT crowd, this young IT professionals who are working in that company and who come out at 4 o'clock in the evening for their tea break. Why don't I just take this stall and put it up right outside their office? And that's exactly what she did next day. She did not go out in the morning at all. She just sat at home, spent time with the children, taught them, or helped them out. And In the evening at 3:30, she went there with a basket of freshly made murukku and she just stood there. 4 o'clock, the crowd of employees came down and they were running to their regular tea shop and they saw this lady out there with freshly made murukku. 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, her entire basket was over. She made more than 600 rupees that day. And she sold and she stood there only for 1 hour. 1 hour. Then onwards, she started focusing on that particular customer. That yes, office crowd who comes out at 4 o'clock, who do not have access to good food are nearby. Let me offer them freshly made murukku because I make it well. And she started investing only 1 hour a day, right at 4 o'clock, go out there and she will do her job and come back. The story is dated. The story was told to me by a speaker friend of mine, and this is a true story. This happened several years ago. Today, both her children are studying in good schools, and she is running a thriving business of handmade snacks. And you know what? The first step that she took was she identified one customer. She did not try to sell to the world. One customer. And she started, and she, being an entrepreneur, she didn't even go to, she didn't even complete school. She didn't have anything that, that the world tells that you need to, have to be an entrepreneur. She didn't have any of those things. She just had one skill, and she attacked it by targeting one customer segment. Do you all want to say hi to her? No, she's not right now on cam with us. But did you all like the story? If you did, please type yes in the chat box. Thank you, Samisha. Wonderful. This is a very inspiring story because this is the story of a woman who did not give up. Whatever resources she had, she fought and she succeeded, she won. Imagine the kind of resources that we have. We have so much more resources than her. Imagine what we can do. The first lesson that I want all of you to know today from entrepreneurship, focus on one customer when you're starting off. Do not try to sell to the world. The world is not your customer. One person, one set of people. One set of people. So if you are a cake maker, then focus that, okay, do I want to sell cake to anybody who likes eating a cake? Then there is no customer segment there. Maybe focus that I want to make cakes which are specific for children. I want to make cakes for children. Or if you want to start a costume designing business, I will stitch costumes for anybody, maybe for women, I will stitch costumes for all kinds of women. No, I will design costumes for working women who need semi-casuals. That's working women who need semi-casuals, easy to handle, subtle, sober tones, colors, all those things. That's my segment, not the world. Any woman who is wearing a dress is not my customer. Working women who are maybe plus size, who need larger clothes, they are my customers. So identify one customer segment. Whatever business you are in, you can always identify one customer. If you're opening your own restaurant or if you're opening your own hotel, you can always cater that, yes, my hotel, my restaurant is going to cater to, or I am going to prepare food for those who like vegetarian, simple vegetarian homemade meals. If you're curating art, then maybe I am into abstract art. So people who enjoy abstract art are my customers. I'm taking these examples from what you guys shared in the previous Mentimeter scheme in the screen. I'm just looking at that. Some of you have mentioned dance institute or tuition classes. If you want to start a tuition business, do you want to teach tuition to anybody or everybody? No. Start with one segment. I will teach tuition to 11th and 12th graders who are weak in maths, physics, and chemistry, or maybe only in physics and chemistry. That's how you take your first step. So identify one customer segment to begin your business. That's the first lesson of entrepreneurship. Now, one customer. Now, let's look at the second one, which is one problem. Yeah, sorry. Now, when you have identified your customer is the person that you want to work for, you want to serve, you want to solve his problem. What is that one problem that you want to solve? You want to help him and you want to make his life better. It could be a fear, it could be a problem, it could be a desire. I'll explain that. Suppose you are into the business of making gifts. You design nice handmade craft gifts, and your target segment is women who are looking at gifting their colleagues in office, working women who want to gift their colleagues in office something that can be used in office, maybe a mobile holder or maybe something that can be used in office. So that's what is the problem there. Problem there is that you cannot order these things on Amazon because you cannot trust the quality. You'll get China made stuff and you don't get authentic handmade stuff available online. Now, how many of us have outlets near our houses where you get authentic stuff like this? Not too many. Availability is a problem. So that's a problem there. Another one, desire. What is a desire? I want my friend to appreciate me. I want my friend to talk nice about me. That's a desire. So that's now every business idea comes from a problem. If there is no problem, there is no business there, guys, because people pay only when they have a problem. So a problem, a desire, or fear, people pay when they have a problem to solve, they have a desire to get something, or they have a fear that something bad will happen. How do you think these diagnostic labs make their money? They scare you. They invoke the fear in you. They say that, if you don't get your regular checkups, you will not know when something bad happens. And we are scared. And we immediately go and get a checkup done. How do you think mosquito repellent companies market their products? They do not say that, buy this mosquito repellent and it will drive mosquitoes away. No, they will not say that. They will say, keep your child safe at night from dengue mosquitoes. The moment they say that, our fear is invoked. Oh my God, what if my child gets affected? And that is the fear that they prey on. And that is because these three things motivate us to go and buy. So always identify what is the problem that your customer has. If you are into costume designing, does my customer not get their size or their fitting clothes anywhere? Does my customer not have access to high quality products in their neighborhood? Does my customer want a particular pattern, or they want this particular thing, but that's not available? Or it is available, but it's way too expensive. They can't afford it. So that's a problem. Or that, they have a fear that they will not get the clothes back on time if they give it to, their regular tailor who takes maybe 1 month or 2 months, and they need something for 3 days time. Domino's works on the brand, on the concept that 30 minutes or free. It started off their entire branding. It was not about tasty pizzas. It's not about taste or anything. It was about 30 minutes or free. You want something, you're hungry. In 30 minutes, we will have the pizza delivered to you. The entire thing was that if you are hungry, you don't have to stay hungry for more than 30 minutes. It will be there with you. So identify that one problem that your customer has. Identify that and build from there. Okay, now the third part of this formula, which I will take now, which is, so a lot of you, when I went through your forms that you shared your response, a lot of you said that, how do I know if my idea is, I don't know, I don't have a good idea. I don't know if my idea is good enough to be a business. I don't know. Simple way to test that. You know your customer. You know the problem that your customer has. But Now, does your idea solve that problem? Put your idea into this framework. I call it the EEP framework: experience, expertise, and passion. Very simple way. Do you know that there is an entrepreneur? In fact, this is a story from close to 18, 19 years ago. A person there started a very unusual business to provide to provide people for gardening, to provide people for plumbing, carpentry. Now today we think, what is so unusual about it? If there are so many, there's Urban Clap, there are so many agencies, everything. Well, 20 years back it was not there. This guy thought, I want to help households. That's my customer. My idea. The problem that they face is that they don't get good plumbers when they need it. They don't get reliable people. Safety is a concern. They can't just call anybody into their house and give them the keys of the house or let them inside the house. No. Where do they get verified, reliable people? This was a problem. Idea. I am from this town. I know a lot of locals. I know a lot of people. Why don't I use that? My idea is I will provide you verified, reliable, safe people to do your household work, or like plumbing and carpentry. And I will send you people like today, an urban company, or there are so many apps that do that, right? I'm sure all of you also know that. I will provide you people. Yes, I will charge you a premium. I will charge you more, but these people will deliver your service right at your doorstep. Isn't that what we want? And he started off that business with that one single idea. Today, he's got 3 other companies also registered and is a highly successful businessman. But he started off with that one single idea. I will provide you verified people, verified professionals to do your household work. Now, whenever you have an idea, put it quickly into this framework: experience, expertise, passion. Number one, do you have experience in that? So if you want to start a business in making cakes, have you made cakes? If you have not made cakes, then start making cakes now. You don't have to sell them, but start making cakes, become good at it. Is this part clear to everybody? If it's clear, please type clear in the chat box so that I know that you're with me. Wonderful. Thank you, Samisha, Malavika, Shivani. Wonderful. Thank you, guys. Thank you. If you do not have experience, start doing it now, today. Start doing it. You don't have to do it for money. You just have to do it for yourself. Do it for people around you in your family. Try it out. Keep doing it till you become good at it. That's experience. What do you do if you don't have expertise? Learn it. Sign up for a course. Today, every course under the sky is available online. You don't even have to step out of your house. All you need is a decent internet connection. You can learn literally rocket science, and I'm not kidding. There is a course on rocket science also, by the way. So yes, every course is available today online. Learn it. If you don't have expertise, learn it. Learn it. Do a course, join, become an apprentice, learn it from a mentor. Learn that. Build your expertise. But most importantly, number 3, do you have the passion for that idea? Because if you do not have the passion, you have experience, you have expertise, but no passion. The first time you face a difficulty, you will drop it. No, I don't want this business and all is not for me. I am going back to my safe, comfortable zone. I don't want to do this business and all that. No, not for me. So your idea should be that sweet spot for that idea is in the middle, where it's got passion, you're passionate about it, you have some experience, you have some expertise. That's how you qualify an idea. That's how you make an idea work. So once again, let me go through the formula that I've just shared with you. One customer, one problem, one idea. This is the simplest mantra, simplest formula to be a successful solo entrepreneur. And there are lots of other things to help you on that. I will quickly run through a few hacks with you. I will share a few tips with you, which thank you, Ammu. Yes, wonderful that it's clear. By the way, before we move forward, any questions that any of you have till now, something that didn't make sense to you, you don't agree with something, please feel free. Disagreement leads to debate and debate leads to learning. So that's something. So please, if something doesn't agree with you or you're not clear about something, please put it in the chat box. I will answer. I will take maybe 1 or 2 minutes to take a few questions if there are any right now. Before we move forward, we just have a little bit more to cover in this, and then after that we will throw the platform open for a lot of questions, discussions. I will ask you a few questions. So a couple of minutes, if you have any questions, please share them, ask them. Something that maybe didn't make sense to you, didn't that okay, this from what I have seen in my life around me, this is not what this you are saying. No, it doesn't match. Feel free to share it in the chat box and I will answer it right away. All right, so I'm assuming that no more questions, no questions at this point of time. So I will move to the next part of it, which is a few hacks for you, because you're in college. Some of you have got 1 year of course left, or some of you have got 2 years. So start investing in building your personal brand. Learn about what is it that you want to be known for. Build your personal brand, invest, do more. I mean, yes, of course, your academics and your performance in your exams is extremely important, very, very important, non-negotiable, completely agreed. But along with that, manage your 24 hours. All of us get 24 hours, right? All of us have 24 hours with us. How are we using them? When you put in that extra in those 24 hours, that's when magic happens. If you do what everybody else is doing, you end up where everybody else is. You want to carve your own space. You want to create your own niche. Do more in those 24 hours. Invest that time in building your personal brand. What is personal brand? Means something that you're known for. Now maintain if you enjoy writing, start a blog. If you enjoy creating content, if you enjoy designing, start making it and start sharing it with people. Share it with people around you. Let people around you know what you're good at. No business ever happened, no dream ever got achieved without anybody knowing. Let the world know that you're good. Let the world know that you are capable. Why hide it? Why keep it a secret? Third thing, over deliver value. When you are starting a business, when you are dealing with one client, over deliver value. Make sure that if you only have 2 customers, give them so much value that they cannot stop talking about you. Do you know how many students attended my first training session that I ever took in my life, which was in 2010? How many people attended? 7 people. And out of those 7, 3 were my neighbors. 4 people for a 3.5 hour paid workshop. And in that 3.5 hour paid workshop, we did it for close to 4 hours. Made sure that every person out there went with so much value, that when they attend the next interview, that was a workshop on interview skills. Every one of them cleared their interviews. It was just 4 people. The other 3 were neighbors who came there just so that they can, the pictures will look good. That's all, nothing else. But the 4 of them who were students, every one of them took back massive value. It does not matter how big your audience is, how big your customer base is. Even if you're one customer, serve so much value, add so much value to that person that the person cannot stop raving about you, talking about you, put a WhatsApp status about you, share about you with 10 other people. Oh, you know what? I had, bought this particular craft item from this person, and she went out of the way to customize it, make something which I loved. Oh, it's so beautiful. You should have a look. You should have a look is always what generates business, my friends. Whenever somebody says that, we always tend, oh, she's saying it, he's saying it, must be something interesting. Let's check it out. So do not be concerned how many people are there to buy from me when you're starting out. Your first step, there may be only one person who's buying from you. There may be one person who's trusting you, which is okay. Give so much value to that person that the person ends up talking about you. Fourth, anything that is, now I know one of the things that becomes too much to handle is things that, when you have so many and you're an alone person, you don't have a team, you don't have employees. How do I manage all these things? Automate. Today, everything can be automated. Everything can be automated. A bill can be sent online. The money is transferred online. You can generate a receipt or an invoice online. You can go to, say, a website like Fiverr.com and get your logo made for $5, which is close to what, 400 rupees, 350 rupees. That's it. $5 you can get a logo made. Or if you're creative, you can use a software like Canva or Figma and you can make it yourself free of cost. Nothing to invest. So automate everything that is non-core. And what is core? Like if you're baking a cake, your cake is your core strength. The packaging, give it to somebody else who's good at it. Tell them that you need the packaging for that cake if it's a cake business that you're planning to start. If it's a costume business, or if you want to be a trainer, some of you want to teach and train. If you want to be a trainer, then your content and how you train is your core task. That has to be done by you. But everything else, like maintaining an Instagram or taking photos and editing, that's not your. Find a friend who can do that. Find an intern who can do that. Find people around you. When you start looking out, that's when you find people. Nobody has ever got anything without looking out. Good people, good opportunities do not come and knock on your door. If somebody tells you they will, they are misguiding you. Do not believe that, friends. You have to open your door, step out and look out for them. Look out for good people. Look out for good opportunities. And last hack, be passionate about making your customers' life better with whatever business you are doing, even if it's a small little thing. If you are doing tuition classes, what is going to make the customer's life better? If their child gets, does well. So be passionate about it, that yes, let me try out, let me learn as many different ways of teaching the subject, simplifying it, making it easy. Let that child learn from it. Let the purpose of entrepreneurship not be to make money. Money will happen. Money will come. Money will come when you're passionate about making the customer's life better. That is the last hack that I wanted to share with you all today. Before I ask you a question, and for this question, I want you to use the chat box and give me the answers for this. What do you think? Who do you think, or what do you think is the biggest enemy for an entrepreneur, for a young entrepreneur? What do you think is the biggest enemy? Put in the chat box. Let me read some replies. And fear, negative people. So true, Nakshatra. I completely agree. Yes. Fear of failure, Samisha, absolutely brilliant. Yes. Less self-confidence, fear of taking risks. All these are enemies of entrepreneurs. I completely agree. Opinion of society. Yes. Very, very true. Very, very true. Fear, self-doubt. Can I tell you a bigger enemy than this? A law, because once you conquer this bigger in lack of support, Marin, yes, absolutely correct. That's also a fact. Yes, but all these have solutions. But one enemy that I'm going to share with you right now: lack of confidence, lack of guidance, person in the same field, that is competition. Yes, there is no business in this world which doesn't have competition. There will always be people who are doing the same thing or serving the same customers that you are. There will always be, and it never matters. Fear of, okay, I'll tell you what is that number one enemy. The number one enemy is perfection. perfection. Yes, perfection is the number one enemy for entrepreneurs, not just entrepreneurs, for a lot of people, because perfection kills time. When we pursue perfection, we want to be absolutely perfect. We spend hours and hours and days. Eventually, we want to do it only when it's perfect. We eventually end up doing nothing. And you know, the best friend of an entrepreneur, the best friend of a passionate leader, it's action. Don't go after perfection. Take action. Whether it's incomplete, whether it is imperfect, whether it's got flaws, mistakes, problems with it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Take action. If you have decided to bake a cake, make a damn cake today. It doesn't matter how it turns out. Make it, because you will never get better without taking action. You will never get better without taking that first step. Take that first step today. Take that first step now. No, let me make it perfect, then I will. No, do it. Do it. And you know, then the slogan of Nike holds true. Just do it. Simple. Take action, because success belongs to the action takers in the 21st century, my dear friends. Success does not belong to perfectionists. Sad, but it is true. Success belongs to action takers. You want to do something, you want to achieve something, take action today, now. Don't wait for the perfect shape to happen or perfect. No, start today. A friend of mine, I know somebody, he says, I will start going for a jog when I buy a nice pair of jogging shoes. The last time he told this to me was 3 years back. Till now, he has not bought those shoes and he has not started jogging, and he's put on weight and become more unfit. Because he was waiting for those perfect shoes to start jogging. No. And this is one thing that affects so many of us. We run behind perfection. Now that I've spoken about perfection here, let me share something before I throw open a contest or throw open the platform to share with you some exciting prizes that I have for you. In fact, I read in some of the forms, a lot of you have written that there's a lot of investment. Do you know how much it takes to register a proprietorship? 2,800 rupees, my dear friends. 2,800 rupees, and the entire process is online. You do not have to step out of your drawing room. And I'm talking about now, today. 2,800 is all it takes. You need to open a current account in a bank. If you have a business, if you don't want to run it from your personal account, you want to open a current account, all you need is 5,000 rupees as a startup capital. 5,000 rupees. A website domain registration takes 1,500 rupees. And these are very average ballpark figures. Some might be, maybe 200 rupees more, 200 rupees less. I'm just saying the average ballpark figure, just to give you an idea, because this is something that stops a lot of us. In fact, in the forms, I saw a lot of us talking about that. Oh, this is very expensive, that we need a lot of investment. 1 year accounting software costs 900 rupees. And if you want to design a graphics for your posters, you can use an app or a software like Canva or Figma. Earlier, 15 years back, when I started my first venture in 2010, my initial investment was 15,000 rupees, 15. 15,000 rupees is what we started our first venture with. And out of that, 5,000 rupees went in creating a logo and the graphics designs. Today, you can do that on your own without anybody's help, or maybe a friend who knows how to use Canva. Canva is a simple software website. This presentation that you're seeing here, this is made on Canva. I made it myself. And I'm really, really bad when it comes to creativity or design. It's just that the tool helps me do that. That's all. I'm a very uncreative person. But this helps me do that. So all these things are not do not cost you the moon. You need a very, very small amount just to even to register a company in your own name. But most importantly, your passion, which is priceless. And now, before we move forward, I have a couple of announcements to make, which is announcement number one is that now after this, I'm going to throw open the stage for questions. So the top three, the best three questions will win a prize. The top three questions will win a prize. Now, what is that prize? I will announce that as well. Let me just go to yeah. It's 11:05 in my clock, so we have about 20 minutes I'm keeping aside for questions and answers. So you can ask any questions on what we did today, what we didn't do today, what a thought that you had in your mind, something that stops you. It can be on confidence, it can be on entrepreneurship, it can be on pursuing an idea, it can, anything around this. Please feel free to unmute yourself and ask, or drop it in the chat box however you want it. I will try and answer every single question in this time. And the best three questions, the second and the third prize for this would be a copy of the book which we published last year. It's called it's a book on short stories. It's got 42 short stories. That's my first book as well as a part author, because those 42 short stories are written by 6 of us, 7 stories each, and each of these stories are about a slice of a small incident happening with a group of people. So that a copy of that book will reach you. I will get it sent to your college. So 2 of you will get that, and the best question of today, one of you, I'm having a workshop next week, and that workshop is it's a 3-hour intensive workshop on building your interviewing skills. The workshop is called Communication Mastery, where I work with 20 handpicked students, and I take them through the process of preparing for interviews, preparing to communicate and present the best version of themselves. It's a 3-hour workshop happening next week. I will share and one person today among you will win a free entry into that workshop. So one of you will get a free entry to that workshop, and 2 of you will get a copy of my book, which I will get it sent to your college, and you can collect it. It will be there with Dr. Sitara. I will send it to her, and you can collect it from her. And quickly, let me take a minute to share with you what this workshop is about. It's called Communication Mastery. In this 3-hour workshop, it's on 4th of December, next Saturday, how to present your best version, how to prepare for success, that is success in an interview. How do you prepare for that? What can you do right now when you're in college? Maybe your first interview is coming up maybe 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line. What can you do now to prepare for that? What are those things that you can do now that will help you then? How do you become more confident while answering those tie break or those googly questions or those difficult questions or those strength and weakness questions? How do you answer them well? And what are some of those body language hacks that you can use? And this session will be on individual mentoring. So this is why I work with only 20 students. I do this workshop once in 3 months, and because this is a way where I can watch 20 people transforming themselves and succeeding. And this is something which I'm doing since 2010, because this is a program close to my heart, and because I love it when students want to set a goal for themselves and they achieve it. It's on 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and one lucky winner today from your group will get a free entry into that. And I'm also doing something which is open only for your college, Little Flower College. So I'm creating something, and I will announce that after I take the questions. I have a very special connection to your college. I will tell you that after I answer the questions. Okay, so let me yes, question number 1, how did you find your passion? How did I find my passion? By trying and going wrong. I tried something. First of all, I thought that, yes, I will be a trainer who will train on anything under the sun. You want communication, I'll train communication. You want sales, I'll train sales. You want negotiation, I'll train negotiation. You want personal branding, I'll train personal branding. Then I realized that I'm a supermarket for skills. It doesn't help. I didn't get me anywhere. But then when I slowly worked, I realized that yes, my strength is communication, and that's what I love teaching young people. I love teaching communication and marketing. These are my core areas. So marketing I teach for working professionals, and communication I teach for students and adults who want to express themselves better. So this is what I'm good at. This is what I enjoy and I'm passionate about. So how do you find your passion? Is trying out the things. Make a list of all the things that you enjoy doing. Now, some of them will not be your passion. How do you define between something that's your passion and that's not your passion? When something bad happens, you give up something which is not your passion. But if something is your passion, even if something bad happens, challenge comes, you fail, you will still get up and start doing it better. Make a list of all those things that you enjoy doing, and then see which of these things do you continue doing even if things have gone bad. That's one of the ways to know whether you find whether this is my passion or not. Iba, I hope I have answered your question. Neha, what are some things in your career that you regret not having done earlier? Well, I wish I had a platform like this when I started off. Not even 10, rather 15 years back. I mean, the kind of tools, the kind of resources that are available today were not there in my time. In fact, when I was in college, there was no Google. Yes, we only had two email IDs, Rediff Mail, Yahoo, and there was another one, very funny one. Yeah, USA.net. These are the three email IDs that we had. Internet came to Thrissur, where I did my engineering from GEC Thrissur. And, that was the first time that we saw internet. I mean, nobody had seen internet before that. We saw internet there first time in the year 99 or 2000, if I remember. And oh yeah, you type and you get your email ID and you start sending emails. So yes. So what do you regret not having done? I would say that maybe I should have taken more chances. Maybe I should have, been a little more adventurous. I should have tried out new things. Those are the things that maybe that I could have done a few more things. I could try out a few more things. That's all. That's the only regret that I have. But also that I wish there were so many resources at that time that we have today. Swati, your question, how can one find their passion? Same thing that I told Iba. Make a list of all those things that you enjoy doing, and see the one that you'll still continue when something goes wrong. That's often your passion. And then start working on it. Dia, what is the one thing that's not negotiable in business? Providing value to your customer. You are not important. Your product is not important. Your service is not important. The only thing that is important is what value are you providing to your customer? Are you doing it with full sincerity, authenticity, honesty? Are you doing that? If you're doing that, then that's the most non-negotiable thing in business. Are you doing that with integrity? Oh, there are just 3 students in my class today, so I don't feel like teaching. Oh, okay, let me just finish it off and go. No, when you're starting off as a trainer or a teacher, you might only have 3 people. Give them the best. Do the session as if you were handling a session for 200 people and see the magic happen. Karma is a very powerful thing in business, and I believe in that, because when you give your best, the universe gives it back to you. Give your best to your customer. That's the one most non-negotiable thing in any form of business. What is the best capital, Merin? What is the best capital to put aside for an entrepreneurship?
One question. Excuse me. One question above from Afrin Jamal. You missed that question. You missed that question, Afrin Jamal. One question above.
Sorry. I missed that. Yeah. Some hacks to understand your customer needs better and to keep up good customer relationship. Simplest hack in the book. Take up the phone and talk to them. Talk to your customers. For every person who's starting up something, talk to the people whom your business is serving. Talk to them, understand what they look forward from the service, understand what their dreams, their desires, their passions, understand them, understand your customer. Understand your customer. A relationship, a business relationship with a customer is just like a personal relationship. When we are getting married to somebody and we are trying to get to know that person, right? We try to get to know that person. We have to give the same respect to our customers in business. Get to know them, see what makes them tick, see what makes them happy, see what makes them sad. What makes them sad, remove from your business. What makes them happy, put it more into your business. Your customer maybe does not like to come to your house and give a check payment. He likes online. Create an online system for payment. Simple. I'm talking about simple things like this. I'm not saying that you have to go out of the way to do something. No, simple things. The most powerful solutions in this world are the simplest ones. Do you have in your WhatsApp your account number and your IFSC code and your name and your bank details as a message ready, which you can just click on it, copy and send? If you do not have, every time a customer asks, you'll say, oh, okay, fine, let me just open my account page, copy, write it down, send. You're wasting time. Keep it ready in your phone so that somebody asks, copy, send it, done. So understand your customer needs by talking to them. Have conversations, send out forms. Like I sent out the forms to you because you are my audience today. I wanted to understand the way you think. I wanted to understand your problems. Wanted to understand your the mindsets, your blocks, the things that stop you from thinking in a particular way. Because my job here is not to teach you, it's to clear off those blocks and show you a way. But you're the one who has to walk on that way. You're the one who has to achieve your dreams. Not my dreams or somebody else's dreams. You have to achieve your own dreams, right? You're not doing it for anybody else. You are writing the script for your own story. Do that. So that's so Afreen, I hope I have answered that question, that, the best way to understand your customer is by talking, conversations, talking to them. Maria, I've answered that question. Merin, what is the best capital to put aside for an entrepreneurship? You can even start a business with 2,000 rupees. 2,000 rupees, you can start a business. But some businesses which need to buy raw material, like say if you're starting a cake baking business, you need more capital. But like I said, start off with one customer segment. Maybe start off only with cupcakes. There is a new entrepreneurship venture that I've seen in Chennai recently. It's called Pastry Capital. You can check out on Instagram. They only have one product. You know what? Only one product, brownies. And they give you brownies in those beautiful, pack of 6 brownies, nice carton box they printed. They put 6 brownies in it and send it fresh. They only have one product, brownies. That's it. I think now they've added maybe 1 or 2 more. But when they started off, only brownies. Every day they will make a fixed number of brownies. They send it off to customers. And today you have so many ways in which you can hand deliver it to people. So you don't need a large capital, Merin, to start, to put aside for entrepreneurship. You can start off with something very, very basic. Very, very basic. Okay. Hridaya, can you please explain the changes and challenges of becoming an entrepreneur 10 years back and now? Because nowadays number of entrepreneurs is increasing. Yes, number of entrepreneurs is increasing because the market is also increasing. There are more and more opportunities. There are more and more opportunities for people. So let the market increase. There is business for everyone. If your idea is good, if you're solving a problem, if you are delivering value, there is business for everyone. And the changes and challenges of becoming an entrepreneur 10 years back, let me tell you very clearly that 10 years back, the scene was very different. There were not even 20% of the resources available today. Today, you can manage your entire business from your laptop, from your system. You don't need an office space. You can work from your home. All you need is a table, a decent internet connection of maybe 50 Mbps or maybe 70 Mbps. You have a decent internet connection. You can run a business. You can start teaching. Just say, for example, one of my clients, she is a yoga instructor. Now, say if you're passionate about yoga, how do you, make it into a business? You can either teach yoga to people, or you can train yoga to other yoga instructors, people who want to become yoga instructors. You can make it a business. So The changes and challenges are the resources that we have today at our disposal. Today, you can run an entire business from your laptop. You just need a laptop. Some people even run it from their phone. So that's the change that I see. 10 years back, no, it was not like this. Nakshatra, what was your proudest moment in your life? Nice, interesting question. The proudest moment was when this is where we were doing a public speaking workshop in a school, and there was this 11th grade student, I remember. This was, I think, 5 years back. And when we started that workshop in the beginning, we asked her to stand up and introduce herself. And she just would not do that. She just will sit on her chair and then just try and tell her name, and that's about it. We tried a lot, but we could not. We just, overlooked that, and we continued, did the workshop, and she participated in that workshop. It was a 3-day workshop or a camp, and after 3 days, I remember that she won the award for the best speaker of the class. For me, that was the proudest moment, because when I went to ask her how she did it, she started crying. She had tears in her eyes. It's not that she had a bad voice. It's not that she did not know what to say. She was just holding herself back. Just those a few barriers in the mind that she was holding herself back. And she said, sir, I'm able to speak. That's all she said. That's all. For me, that was the proudest moment of my life, if you ask me. Okay, so nice question there, Nakshatra. Tasneem, what is your vision? Who is an entrepreneur and ideal customer according to you? My vision is to make a difference in the lives of people who want to present themselves and their business to the world in the most convincing manner. That's the vision that I have, to help those people to present themselves to the world, be it their business or be it their themselves. So that's the vision. And according to me, an entrepreneur is somebody, in fact, I've seen this quote circulated on WhatsApp everywhere, that an entrepreneur is somebody who jumps off from the flight and then figures out how to open the parachute after he's middle of the air. No, I'm sorry, I do not believe in that at all. That is just rubbish. An entrepreneur is somebody who prepares in the best possible way to fasten the parachute, and only when something goes wrong, he tries to improvise. Entrepreneurs are all about preparation. It's about thinking. It's about prep. Nobody ever had an easy ride as an entrepreneur, but everybody who prepares has a very fulfilling, has a very enriching experience when they prepare and they give it their best. What are some of the daily life habits that made you a successful entrepreneur? Well, one thing, consistency. The boring routine things are the ones that make a successful entrepreneur. Boring routine things that you keep doing till you become good at it. So you have to keep working on it. That's boring. That's very boring. But when you do it, you become really good at it. So if you feel that, that when you are facing the camera, you become nervous, well, face the camera and talk 3 words. Start off with 3 words, make it 5 words, then 10 words, then 1 paragraph, then 30 minutes. That's how you get better. That's a life habit, that if something scares you, do it 1 tiny little step, but keep moving forward. So that's the daily life habit, that, be consistent. That's something that's helped me. How can we start a zero investment business? That's what I shared in that. I also do an entrepreneurship workshop that I do once in 2 months. That's all about the details of starting a zero investment business. That's identifying your customer segment. That's identifying, and then identifying what do you want to offer to that customer segment, how do you price it, and how do you differentiate yourself in the market. There's a 5-step process by which you can start a zero investment business. And yes, a zero investment business is absolutely possible. Somebody tells you cannot do that, sorry, they are unaware. Which parts of your business are not profitable? Interesting question there, Aishwarya. Yes, which parts of my business are not profitable? I would say that there are some things, some workshops, some programs that you do because you are passionate about it and you want to make a difference. Like there is a public speaking program that we do in, we go to certain villages in Tamil Nadu. We haven't come to Kerala yet, but in Tamil Nadu, we go to small villages, small towns and do public speaking sessions there. And some of them are not profitable because in those small towns, small villages, it's not possible to, the pricing has to be managed accordingly. So that's not profitable. But then that's a difference that you're making in the lives of those children there, those adults there. And I think that's the biggest profit that you can make out of that, right? So yeah, so that's very, very interesting question, Aishwarya. I think that's the first time somebody has asked me a question like that. Nice. Okay, Faiza, sir, I have a small business which offers people 100% organic henna related products, and I'm a henna artist too. My question is, how can I find my ideal customer and a daily habit which can change your business life? Okay, Faiza, simple question. To identify who your ideal customer is somebody who has got the money, the authority, and the need. Can the person afford you? Can the person afford your services the way you are, the henna, the product and the service that you're offering? Can the person afford you? If yes, that's one. Authority. Does the person need to seek permission from 10 other people to engage you or buy from you? Then no. Can the person decide that, yes, I am going to buy from Faiza? If that person can do that, then that's second tick. And third, does the person really need? So which means that maybe somebody who has an important event or a function or a ceremony that's coming up maybe in the next few months, or not next few months, a few days, a few weeks. Those are the kind of people who will want you and who will want to have you there, have to engage your services. So that's your ideal customer, is somebody who's got the money, the authority, and the need. Find that out. And a daily habit, yes. Keep designing, keep in your business. I believe that, your product is organic, your product is high quality product. Then in your business, I think it's all about the designs and the service. Is it easy to contact you? Is it easy to know the kind of designs that you do? Do you have an online PDF that you can share in 1 second? What kind of designs can you do? These are the kind of designs. Whenever you do a design, do you take a nice high quality picture, edit it and put it up in your WhatsApp or your Instagram handle? Do you do that? If no, start today. So yes, is there any negative? Okay, Nakshatra sir, what changes have people made through your webinars? Can you share some experiences? I just shared a couple of them, and I have got people who have gone ahead and transformed their business through some of the webinars, and they keep in touch with me. They call me and they tell me that, this has happened. We've cracked this really important client, and this is how the business has grown, and that's an amazing feeling. Absolutely amazing feeling. There's nothing, no amount of nothing else can substitute that. Afreen, is there any negative impact or danger or difficulty situation today where the whole world is being on the tip of online circle? Negative impact, well, as long as you are responsible and aware of the resource that you're using, everything is a tool. Technology is nothing but a tool. You can use a knife to cut an apple, you can use a knife to stab somebody, right? So how well do you use it? So how well do you use it? Learn how to use a new technology. Invest in learning. There is so much new technology, new tools, new resources. Invest in learning. In fact, the form that I sent you guys to fill up today, that's made on a new tool. I normally do not. I normally use Google Forms or some other tool, but this time I use a new tool called Zoho Republic Surveys. Now that's from Zoho. Now, it's a very interesting tool because I love the layout, and I tried it for the first time. The first time I'm using that tool to send the surveys. So I spent a couple of hours understanding how it works, and then I sent it to you guys. And I'm able to now look at all your results in a beautiful. I've got graphs. I've got everything that from your responses I've made. It's all auto-made. I didn't have to move a finger. Merin, yes, sir, I started with 2,000 rupees. Wonderful, Merin. That's beautiful. And now I have sold around 250 cakes. Beautiful. Big round of applause to you. I'm so proud. I'm so happy to hear that. Wonderful, Merin. Ammu, how do you define success and how long it takes you to find success? That's a hard question. Yes. How do you define success? Well, success is defined when you enjoy not just the destination, but also the journey. Let me repeat. Success for me is something when you enjoy not just the destination, but also the journey. Merin made 250 cakes. It's not about the 250 cakes alone. That's one part of it. Success is the process of enjoying making those 250 cakes and serving those 250 people. And the way she learned and she transformed that entire process, that is success for me. Success is not just the end product that you achieve. No. Success is a sum total. Yes, and how long it takes? You can start in fact, somebody asked me this question on Quora recently, that what is the right age to start a business? The right age to start a business is when you have an idea that solves a problem for a customer. That is the right age, and you're passionate enough to follow it. That is the right age. You can start a business when you're 15, because I know a few 15-year-old entrepreneurs, and I also know somebody who started their journey when they're 50. We all know the story of Falguni Nair and Nykaa. Read about Falguni Nair's journey. 5 years back, she didn't even know that she will be doing business, and today she is one of the self-made women billionaires in the country. Nykaa, Nykaa, Nykaa brand. I'm sure some of you would have heard her name or have read about her. Read her story. It's very inspiring, very, very beautiful. There is no right age to start a business. Anybody can start. Anybody can start if you're passionate and you have an idea that can solve a problem for a customer. Samisha, I love stitching dresses for me, and I love to do that for others too. For me, my imperfect dresses are perfect, but I have fear of what others feel about my stitching. Hence, I'm not able to take my first step. What should I do to overcome this fear? Samisha, stitch a dress for somebody who's not your friend. Stitch a dress for somebody else who's an acquaintance, somebody else, stitch the dress and talk to them. Take detailed feedback about the dress. What did they like about it? What did they not like about it? What do you think that should be done differently? Don't charge them. Okay? If they're paying you, take it, but don't charge them. It's not for money, it's to learn. So imperfect, it's not about being perfect. Like I said, it's about taking that step. Start. So if you want to if you want to make a great, say, a rainbow cake, start off with the kind of rainbow cake that you know to make today. I'm not talking about just going by a YouTube video, open a YouTube video and then copy that and do that. No, that will not give you the satisfaction. Neither will that be sustainable in the long run. Both these things are not possible. Create your own, but take one step at a time. So stitch dresses takes, when you stitch for yourself, stitch for somebody else, stitch for somebody who's not your immediate family. Immediate family will never give you honest feedback. They will tell you, oh, very good, nice, it's looking great. That's all they will tell you.
Hello, Vinay. If she is ready, I can take that dress.
You've got your first customer here, right here, Samisha. Please, you got your first customer. Please, stitch something for Sitara and take detailed feedback from her. Ask her what she liked, ask her what she didn't like, what she wants to do better, and then improve on that. And then move to the next person. And then if Sitara likes it, then she will tell her couple of friends that if you want to stitch this particular dress, please contact Samisha. That's how it works. That's the simplest. It is not rocket science. That's the simplest rule in the book. Ammu, sir, what do you enjoy most about being an entrepreneur? To write the script of the movie in which I am the hero. I am writing the script of this movie that I am the hero of. And the ability that I am not playing a side role or a character or role or some other role in the script written by somebody else. I am writing my own script. That's what I enjoy most about being an entrepreneur. Yes, I've made mistakes. Yes, I fail. I fall down. I have failed multiple times. But every time I've failed, I've gotten up and I've learned something from it and I've moved forward. There is no entrepreneurship. Nothing was ever achieved in this world without failure, guys. Sachin Tendulkar also failed multiple times before he became the sensation that he is now. There is nobody who has not failed. So that's what I enjoy the most. What are major risks you have to take up at the initial stage of your career? How can we be able to keep our mental strength on during the risky stage? Well, major risk that I had to take up was that what if it fails? I left my job. I didn't have an income. There was no money coming in. I had to generate my own money. So that was a major risk that I took up, that yes, what if it fails? Then I have to go back and start hunting for a job, make my CV, put it on naukri.com. And, everybody will ask, what happened? You started your own business, right? Okay, now start working again. That's what people say, right? So that's the major risk. So the mental strength is to don't just keep repeating the wrong thing. See, when something goes wrong, learn from it, improvise, and keep doing it. Improvise, learn and improvise. Okay. When the lady from Chennai whose story I told you, when she was not able to sell the murk on the road, if she stood there for next 3 years and started selling and making 100 rupees, what do you think would have happened? She would have failed. She would have lost all hope. She learned from it. Then she started, okay, let me try something different. Try out different things. You guys are young. You have all the time and opportunity in front of you. Try out different things. So what if you fail? Every time you fail, and remember this always, failure is a much better teacher than success. Success is a great friend in a party, but failure teaches you. Remember this, guys. There's no better teacher in life than failure. When you fail, you learn something and then you do it better. What inspired you to develop your idea? By talking to my mentor. I had a mentor. I spoke to him and said, I'm totally gone in my head. I don't know, we had a big, an order went haywire. What do you do? He said, see, if you're bankrupt, you're bankrupt. That's it. What will happen? That's what inspired me, that yes, if I'm passionate about it, I will go ahead with it. Who is a role model as a businessman? In which point of your life you find yourself as an entrepreneur? I became an entrepreneur in 2010. So that was after 6 years of working in the corporate world. I left my job and I became an entrepreneur. So and my role model as a businessman, there are lots of people. There's not one single person. There are lots of people from whom I imbibe certain values. Like I look up to Ratan Tata. I look up to Seth Godin. Now I see a lot of things that they do, which is, there's a very interesting gentleman who has inspired me a lot. His name is Derek Sivers. You can find his book, Anything You Want, on Amazon. Give it a read if you guys like reading. It's an amazing book on unconventional entrepreneurship. And he's a crazy man. I can tell you he's a crazy man. When you read his book, you'll know why I am saying that. But he is a super inspirational guy for me. Derek Sivers. And his book is Anything You Want. How can I find my mistake part in my business? How do you realize your mistake? Oh, very simple. The simple reason to find your mistake is when your customer is not happy. If your customer is not happy, which means that there is a mistake in your business. You have to understand you have to ask questions, understand what is your customer unhappy about. That's how you find out the mistakes that you have to correct in your business. How to be consistent for upcoming trends in the field. Merin, read. Subscribe to good blogs, read. The more you read, the more you enrich, the more you become confident. Gain more, read books, read blogs, read as much as you can. Reading is something which is non-negotiable. Sir, how can I maintain profit in business? Well, that's an entire business 3-month course in itself on how do you maintain profit in business. But simple way is that a simple tip which was told to me by my mentor is that if you're in the business of making cakes, or if you're in the business of stitching dresses, if your order book is full for the next 1 month, increase your price. You'll always be profitable. If your calendar is full at your existing price, take your price up, which means people are enjoying what you're offering. Charge a premium for that. So that's a nice tip that I want to share. If you to be more profitable. If you could start all over again, what would you do differently? I would do exactly. I would walk on the same path, but yes, I would do things a little faster. That's what I would do. In a general sense, does profit mean customer satisfaction or the revenue over expense? As young women, we need customer satisfaction too, but to move forward, shouldn't we be profit oriented? When you create great customer experience, profits will happen. Profits will happen, Faizna. Profits will happen when you create customer experience. And customer experience is not going overboard. Customer experience is what is customer experience? Making it easy and simple for people to buy from you, to do business with you? How simple is it for somebody to contact you, to find you, to talk to you, to buy from you, to make a payment to you, to get the product delivered from you? Every point at which a customer interacts with you, have you made things easy? Have you made things simple and effortless? That is customer experience. When you do that, people talk about you. Please understand today that average doesn't sell. Do you put up, if you bought something from the nearby grocery store and you bought something and you came back, do you put up a post on Instagram saying that you bought a packet of sugar from the nearby store? Do you do that? No. But when you go to a restaurant to eat and there's an amazing experience, you share that on Instagram, right? On your stories. Oh, the food was amazing. You put up some nice food pictures, right? People put up when there's something remarkable. So create that remarkable, create that special in your business, but make it simple, make it easy. Don't go overboard. So, and profits will happen. Do not focus profits, focus customer experience, profits will happen. Sir, I have a dress business through Instagram and it's selling directly to customers when they come and see. Not yet sold online. Can you give me some tips on increasing my business through online? Yes, Instagram is a powerful tool for your business, Aishwarya. It's a powerful tool because Instagram is, you just have to be very consistent on Instagram and you can move your business online, and you can do that without investing almost anything. All you have to do is put in place a logistics system to courier your dress or to see your dress or put a video of your dress that you're stitching. That can be done. That's very, very possible. It's simple. It's not complicated. It doesn't involve too much of investment. So that's one thing. And secondly, social media is a powerful tool. So build your presence on social media for your business, not for yourself, but for your business. And Instagram is a great tool especially for your business, Aishwarya. Instagram is a powerful tool. You can directly sell to customers. You can, share new designs that come with them. In fact, to start off your business, all you need to do is put in place that, okay, I am creating this thing. It's a dress or a cake or a dish or anything, whatever. How will it reach the person who's consuming it? Will it reach in a correct way for him or her to see it, enjoy it? Take care of that. Book a logistic person. That's how somebody who knew cupcakes started a business in the small city of Salem a few months back. She made amazing cupcakes, but there were no cupcake bakeries nearby her place. So she started a cake and she hired one Swiggy Anna who was helping her in his free time after his work. Or he said, pick up your order. I will, take an order. I will go and deliver it. And you have to pay me only a small amount. That's all. That's how she started. She started delivering 10 cupcakes a day. Today, I think she does about maybe 150 cupcakes a day. So that's all you need. It's not complicated. It's not easy. It's not about, you don't have to literally, win a war with the world. No, definitely not. How to take a first step to become a content writer. Content writer is depending on what kind of content. If you want to write blogs, if you want to write content for websites, content for brands, start writing, put it up online, see the feedback of people, take action. First step, write your first blog post and put it up. Right? If it's not a blog post, put it up on Instagram. First, put it up on Instagram and share it. Let the feedback of people come in. Let people talk about your post. Send that link of your blog to your friends and your circle and ask them their feedback on it. The first step is to write and put it up there. I had never written a book in my life. I loved writing. I loved reading short stories. I never wrote a book in my life. Last year, I met with a serious accident. I was on the bed for 6 months. And that's when a group of friends said that, we are writing stories in this lockdown. It's anyways lockdown. I said, it's lockdown for me 2 months before itself. So let's start writing stories. And we started writing stories and we wrote 42 stories. And from the feedback that we got, we wrote the first story, we sent it out to people. We got feedback from close to 700 people and they said that the story is amazing. And that's when we started writing more stories. And we wrote 42 stories and we thought, okay, let's print the book. And the book was out. It's there on Amazon today. It's called Filter Coffee Chronicles. Filter Coffee Chronicles is the name of the book, and the book was published and it's still there, and it's being sold across the world. Across the world. We never thought, last year, if you ask me, in my life, I never thought that I would I would write stories and it'll get published. But that's it. That's just happened. It happened because I wrote the first story. That's it. If you ask me, what did I do? I wrote the first story. And when I wrote the first story and I got feedback, I realized I can write one more story. Then I started one more story. And that's how it is. What was the hardest decision you ever had to make? Jilsa, do I pronounce it? Okay, so pardon me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Jilsa, the hardest decision to take was to leave a nicely paying, good salaried job and then become an entrepreneur and wondering where the next money will come from. Yes, that was the hardest decision. Yes, absolutely. I will not shy behind that. Absolutely. Some of the daily habits is keep doing it better, keep doing what I'm doing, try to do one step better than what I did last time. If I do the same session next month, I want to add better. Right now, this session that I did for a college, women's Christian college, I did this session on the same topic 3 months back. But here for you guys, I've improved on the session. I've added more content. I've made it even more powerful. Now, hopefully that next time that I do this session for maybe another bunch of students, I will be able to add more. You should never stagnate. That is the only suggestion that I will leave you with. Now, I had announced this communication mastery workshop here. I am sharing a form on, this is basically an interest form because I only take 20 students for this. So if any of you guys are interested in this, now the big announcement is that I am going to give the first 10 applicants for first 10 interested students 50% off on this. The fee for this program is $9.99, but for the students, only for the students of Little Flower, I will offer this at $4.99, this workshop, and only for the first 10 applicants. But you have to fill in, there's a very interesting question in that form. I want to see your answers to that question, and based on that, I will shortlist the 10 students who will be shared separate links to this. It's only for 20 participants, and if you're interested in this workshop, I have shared the link here. I will be sharing this link again with Dr. Sitara, and she will then share it with you in case you missed on this group. And if you want to join this group, you want to join this program, feel free. Before I end the session, one quote which I strongly am inspired by, Henry Ford. And all of you girls who are listening to me right now, if you think you can do a thing, do something. If you think you can do something, or if you think you cannot do something, you're right. If you think you can do something, or if you think you cannot do something, you're right in both the cases. It's how you think that defines how you act, and how you act defines how well you achieve your dreams. And it's been an absolute pleasure doing this session for all of you guys. I've tried to answer as many questions as I can. Please stay connected. hello@vinaypushpakaran.com. That's my email. You can write to me. I am on LinkedIn and Instagram. You can connect with me on LinkedIn or Instagram, Vinay Pushpakaran. And one thing which I did not share till now, that why doing this session is so special for me, because Little Flower is a college where my mother also studied. So that's why it's such a special occasion for me. This session is very special for me because these opportunities don't come to everyone. So that one question that, what is that one moment that makes you really proud? That today is one of those moments that make me really, really proud, make me really happy, because I'm doing a session for the college where my mother did her +1 and +2. So it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been an absolute delight doing the session and answering all these amazing questions that you guys have shared. And yes, Samisha, absolutely. It is an absolutely wow feeling. I can totally resonate with that. It's a beautiful moment. Yes. So please connect. And if I can help any of you guys in any way with your business, with your entrepreneurial venture, feel free to connect with me. And Namkanam.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello. Before the official thank you session, I should thank Vinay because he took the risk only because of his friendship with my sister. So I should thank Mr. Vinay. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with our girls. And I think you also enjoyed the feedback and the responses from our students also. You also enjoyed answering the questions from our students. You didn't miss even a single question. You tried to answer all the questions from the students. Thank you, Vinay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for that prolific and marvelous session. We are blessed to have our alumni member's son as our resource person. I'm sure that our students are truly ignited by this session. Thank you, sir. I request all of the participants to fill the feedback forms shared in the chat box. Let me invite Kumari Neha Nasrin of 2nd BCA and the IIC Startup Student Coordinator to officially express our gratitude.
Honorable Chief Guest Mr. Vinay sir, respected Principal Sister, teachers, and all my dear friends. A warm good morning to one and all. It is such an honor for me to get the opportunity to thank you all on the behalf of IIC Council. I would like to express my gratitude to all the esteemed guests of the webinar for their presence and contribution to make this webinar a great success. I extend my gratitude to Mr. Vinay sir for taking time from his busy schedule to grace the event. Thank you, sir, for inspiring and encouraging us with your words on the special day. It was a really good interactive session. A special mention to our principal sister for being the catalyst that stimulated us to do our best and standing as pillars of strength. With a deep sense of appreciation, we thank our loving principal sister for her untiring efforts. I would also like to extend my gratitude to our beloved teachers for organizing this webinar. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all our council members for making this webinar successful. Once again, thank you all for making this event a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, Neha, for those lovely words. We have come to an end of this session. I request all the participants to fill the feedback forms shared in the chat box. Thank you all and have a nice day. Thank you, sir.